Blog Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? My name is Clifton Pettyjohn, and you are listening to Transformation Radio, where we transform lives through purposeful conversations. Can you identify any areas in your life where stagnation is manifesting? Now, I know some of you might say, no, I can't. Well, I want us to look at stagnation for what it really is. Some people have identified stagnation as something that's not growing or that's not producing. I don't believe that's stagnation. To me, stagnation can also be that yes, we're growing, yes, we're producing. However, we're growing and producing in a manner that's disrespectful to the purpose and the greatness that resides inside of us. And listen, we all have areas where we can identify that we could be doing a lot better in. There's greater potential in those areas than we are experiencing. And guess what? I have a tool that will help you begin to experience transformation in those areas of stagnation in your life. And that tool is called From Stagnation to Transformation. That's right. That is my book, From Stagnation to Transformation. So I want you to head over to my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. I want you to hit there. I want you to hit the Transformation tab. There you're going to find a free preview of my book. That's right, a free preview of my book. And I promise you, after you read the preview, you're going to want to invest in your personal transformation through purchasing the book. So again, head over there, purchase the book. Let me know you purchased it. Here's what I always say, guys. If you purchase the book, you read the book, you apply the principles in your life, and yet you still are stagnant in the areas that you are applying them to, and you're not experiencing any transformation, and you can prove to me that you have applied these principles, I will give you a 100% refund. That's right, a 100% refund. Why? Because I believe in the application of the principles that are outlined in this book. So again, visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com and purchase your copy of From Stagnation to Transformation. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Transformation Radio. That's right, Transformation Radio, where we transform lives through purposeful conversations, regardless of how uncomfortable and unpopular those conversations are. My name is Clifton Pettyjohn. I'm a purpose strategist, author, transformation coach, spiritual leader, and radio host. I provide tools and strategies to transition individuals from a life of merely existing to living a life full of abundance and purpose. Guys, I'm a little excited tonight. I had to walk away from the game. However, I just got the update. It looks like Kansas City is up 31-20. 31-20. Neither one of them are my teams. The 49ers were my team as a kid. I had the 49ers starter and everything because I love Joe Montana. And when I started watching football, it was like right in the middle of that transition where they were transitioning from Joe Montana to Steve Young. Being left-handed, I love Steve Young. I loved this game. I loved everything about the 49ers. As time went on and I got a little older, I fell in love with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't want to hear anybody's mouth. Why would I be a Dallas Cowboys fan? Don't want to hear it. Next year is our year. Do you hear me? Next year is our year. But congratulations to the Chiefs. I don't want to say congratulations too soon. They're only up by 11, and I believe it's still like a minute and some change left. But listen, guys, this was the year of the black quarterback. The year of the black quarterback. They shine. If you know anything about the history of football, football has not, or a lot of black quarterbacks have not experienced great success or given the opportunity to experience great success in the NFL. But this year was kind of like a changing of the guards. The top three quarterbacks, whether it was statistically or, you watched it, you saw that they were black quarterbacks. So I want to say shout out to him, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Congrats to Andy Reid, even though he used to coach them Dirty Birds, the Eagles. Congratulations to him and the rest of the team for winning. Well, as I said, it's not over yet, so we don't know if they won the Super Bowl, but it looks like they're going to. But again, thank you all for joining me on tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Without you guys, there would be no show. Because why would I need to get on here and just talk to myself through this microphone when I could just do that without the microphone? But I appreciate your support. I appreciate your emails. I appreciate your DMs. I just appreciate you guys continuing to listen to the program. That lets me know that I'm getting the right people on here to talk to our audience, all right? So I thank you. We have some exciting things lined up for 2020, guys. All I can say is stay tuned. Stay tuned because we have some amazing guests coming on this show this very year. I love it that we are a platform or a space for people with diverse backgrounds, diverse belief systems. I'm just excited about that because I believe that the more diverse we are, the more we learn and grow. Sometimes we don't learn and grow because we're only around people that are just like us, people that think the same way we think, eat what we eat, go where we go, believe what we believe, work where we work, hang out where we hang out, party where we party. And if you hang around that too long, then your viewpoint of life becomes very narrow. You haven't experienced much. One of the things I'm grateful for, last year in December on my birthday, I was able to go on a cruise, and I went to the Bahamas, and I got to experience another culture. It's one thing to read about other cultures, but it's another thing to actually go and walk around and interact with people, and even being on the cruise, interacting with people from different states and people, who had different backgrounds and belief systems themselves, and listening at them talk and finding out what were core values in their life and what mattered to them. It really taught me a lot. So I have a great outlook as it relates to 2020, as it relates to this decade. I'm excited. Have I experienced some setbacks in January? Of course. But if I could be a little cliche and use a saying that sometimes it just become a cliche, your greatest setback is just an opportunity for your greatest comeback. I want you guys to understand you're going to face some opposition. Nothing in life is going to come to you easy. And if it comes to you easy, understand there's a price attached to it later on that's not going to be easy. So I want you to develop that resolve inside of you that you're going to fight for everything that you desire, everything that you want, everything that you believe in, everything that has been promised to you, everything that God has spoken concerning you, that you are going to be willing to fight for it. All right? So, again, thank you guys for joining us on tonight. At the top of it, I did play a little commercial, guys. if you have not purchased my book, and I like to talk about my book, but sometimes I've been hesitant about talking about my book, but I made up my mind this was going to be a year I'm not going to be hesitant with it. Now, I'm not going to talk long about it because I did give you guys a 2-minute and 24-second commercial, and I did not mean for that commercial to be that long. I do apologize for the length of the commercial. But listen, I want you guys to head over to my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. If you have not invested in your now, not just your future, but your now, by purchasing your copy of From Stagnation to Transformation, go over there. I offer you a free sample of the book. I want you to sample that thing. Why? Because when you sample it, you're going to get hooked on it. When you get hooked on it, you're going to purchase it. When you purchase it, you're going to read it. When you read it, you're going to apply it. When you apply it, you're going to experience the transformation that you want, need, and desire in whatever area of your life that you see fit that needs to experience that transformation. Again, stagnation is not just that you're not producing. There are many of us that are stagnant or have experienced stagnation while yet producing. However, the level or the dimension in which we produce is disrespectful to our purpose. So I want you to say with me today, I will no longer be disrespectful to my purpose. All right? So first step, go on, head over there, guys, and grab that up. All right? So now let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I want you guys to write me and let me know if you have any suggestions as it relates to the show, with the format of the show. I was going to do something that I changed my mind about because it kind of defines our show and sets our show apart. What I was going to do was I was going to start to read our guest bios as they come on. But I decided against that. And the reason why I decided against that is because I believe that's kind of what sets our show apart. We're not about a bunch of bios and reading, our accomplishments, and not disrespect to anybody's accomplishments. We all celebrate each guest, and even my own and yours as a listening, your accomplishments. But I want people to be introduced to our guests in the rawest form because I want them not to be intimidated by a bio. I want you to feel comfortable enough as if you guys are sitting in your living room talking about your purpose and your success and where you can go in life and the desires you have for life. I want you to be able to relate to every guest that we have with the understanding of that it is possible for you. You may feel as if you hit a brick wall, and the reason you may have hit the brick wall is not sometimes that you need to knock that wall down or run through that wall. Sometimes hitting the brick wall is simply a sign that you're headed in a direction that is no longer conducive to your life, your destiny, your purpose, your family, your friends, your ministry, your business, everything that's related to you. So sometimes when we hit those brick walls, it just means that a shift needs to take place in our lives. No, the vision does not change. However, our execution of the vision does change, all right? Now, listen, I want to open up the phone lines, guys, for you guys to chime in. Chime in. If you have any questions, I'm going to take your questions. If you would like to add to the conversation, you are welcome to add to the conversation. But before I get you that, I am going to play one more ad for you. I want you to listen to this ad right now. Have you ever gotten to a place in life where you find yourself asking, what now? That's right. What now? Circumstances and situations have happened. You feel as if you've been hit from the left and the right. You feel as if nothing that you do ends up working out the way that you desire for it to work out, and you just don't know what you need to do right now. The reality is we've all been there. And sometimes we've been there without the tools, techniques, and strategies to help us make effective decisions to produce the future that we desire. You don't have to do this alone anymore. I invite you to listen to my podcast. That's right. My name is Clifton Pettyjohn. I'm a purpose strategist, author, transformation coach, and spiritual leader. And I host the What Now podcast. And the What Now podcast is simply conversations that teach us how to effectively face life's most difficult moments. That's right, life's most difficult moments. So, if you're interested in hearing the podcast, I encourage you to visit my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. Again, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. There's a tab for the podcast, and you can pick your favorite platform. We're available on multiple platforms, so you can pick your favorite platform, pick the platform, subscribe to the podcast, listen, comment, and share. All right? So I encourage you again, make sure that you are listening to the What Now podcast. All right, guys, again, the What Now podcast, check it out. Visit my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. There, you're going to see at the top of my homepage where you can click on the podcast and then choose your streaming platform, guys. I want you to listen. I want you to give your feedback. I want you to subscribe. I want you to rate it. Y'all, listen, light me up with 5s. Now, if you mean the 5, if you feel like it's not up to par with you, then I want you to be honest with me. I believe that we need to be honest, truthful, and transparent. So, again, I want you guys to do that. Here's the call-in number, 516-387-1756. Again, 516-387-1756. I want you guys to call in on tonight, and let's have a conversation about whatever you want to have a conversation about, okay? Now, here's what I want to talk about real quick. This is our first show since the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi, as well as the 7 other passengers that were on the helicopter. Well, 6 other passengers and 1 pilot that was on the helicopter. My heart, my prayers are with the families as they are rebounding or rebuilding or building, from this tragic event. I'm saying a lot because one thing I realize when it comes to situations like this, guys, there's no right or wrong thing. Well, there's a lot of wrong things to say. I mean, we've seen a lot of people take this time to use their platforms to spew garbage. But there's no words sometimes that can be said. I've been there with the loss of my mother and the loss of my best friend and other family members, but everybody handles it differently. So I just want to send my prayers and life to those families that experienced it. I do want to talk a little bit about Kobe. If you know me, and if you listen to my podcast, you've heard me talk about this on one of the episodes. Kobe Bryant was my favorite basketball player and hands down my favorite male athlete. I fell in love with Kobe's game early on. Kobe was 41 when he passed. I'm 40. But 17 years old, I started to fall in love with Kobe's game. I think I was 16. I think he was 17 when he started coming on the scene. I fell in love with his game. I fell in love with his mentality. Back then, it didn't really have a name to it. I mean, they called him the Black Mamba, and we know why they called him that. And truly, he showed and expressed that on the court. But I just love the Mamba mentality. I know a lot of people felt like he played selfish, and, that can be debated or in some cases can be proven in his younger years. He even talks about it himself and how he grew and developed. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of people can say a lot about him, but one thing that defines you is, to me, this is what is big to me, what does the next generation of what you do say about you? And as you listen to the next generation, everybody seems to have similar stories of how he made a deposit in their lives, how he pulled them to the side and talked to them about the game of basketball, but also talked to them about life and their handling their finances and everything that encompasses being a man, not just being a great basketball player, but being a man. I mean, we watched him with his children. We even watched him at some of his lowest moments when him and his wife went through what they went through, but yet how they rebounded and built that relationship that they built. So I love Kobe. I do. Hands down, I love him. Nobody can make me change my mind about that. It hit me hard. It was almost as if it was like a family member, to be honest with you. And I think we saw the world more. And to be honest with you, it was a tragic event. But even in the midst of tragedy, we saw triumph. Because for a moment, it was like the world froze, forgot about all of our differences, and we could come together and agree on the fact that we're going to miss Kobe. We could agree on the fact that he was a great athlete, a great father, and a great husband. We could agree on the fact that he grew up before our eyes. And see, sometimes when people grow up in the spotlight, we measure them a lot harder than we measure our own growth and development. 17-year-old Kobe was totally different than 41-year-old Kobe in the sense of, the experiences he had, his mindset, and all of those things. Some of us, had some background time to grow and develop. Those that are in the spotlight sometimes don't have that background time. And because they don't have that background time, a lot of their development is seen in the public eye. That was the instance with Kobe. We saw the disagreements with Shaq. We saw all of those things. But Kobe's story to me is a story of triumph and victory, growth, development, and maturity, excellence, what hard work will do for you, and what focus and having a mindset towards a goal and working towards that goal can get you and what you can accomplish. So the world does mourn, but we also celebrate the life of Kobe Bryant, the life of Gigi. And I'm telling you, I talked about this on my podcast as well. It's just amazing to me, or apropos to me, that, he passed away with his daughter, Gianna, the one who made him fall back in love with basketball. I'm trying to I got to pull my G out now because I'm starting to get a little emotional. The one that made him fall back in love with basketball. It's just crazy to me. He was on his way to coach her. They were together, and then the police report said that when they found the bodies, he was still embracing her. And another thing that I love that happened with this tragedy is across the world, it has made fathers, it has put the spotlight on fathers. I know the hashtag is girl dad or girls dad, I get it, but I believe that this is something that has reunited fathers with sons and fathers with daughters. I believe that this is something that we're going to see the benefit of as time goes on. I said this on the podcast too, and I don't mean to keep saying I said this on the podcast, but I did, and I guess I'm trying to plug my podcast too, the What Now podcast. Why don't you check it out, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com/whatnow, okay? I hope that we all have differences in families and with friends, with associates, or whatever we want to call people. But I pray that we understand the need to value each other's time and to value each other. Because clearly with life, we are here today, gone today. So that's the last thing I want to say about that. As I said, we honor the life of Kobe and Gigi and the other 7 that were on the helicopter. And now, we take that Mamba mentality, the lessons that he taught. And I'm going to tell you, the love around the NBA, has been sick to me. It has really been crazy, the family-like mindset of the NBA. I think that's great. I think it's awesome. I think it's wonderful. And I pray that, as I said, we will see, and I believe that Kobe's legacy will live generations far beyond he even thought in or imagined. All right, so, hey, let's get to our next subject. Next subject, February, we have some shows lined up, guys. Listen, tomorrow night, I'm sitting down with Justin Michael Williams, okay? Justin Michael Williams, for those who may not know who he is the author of Stay Woke. Stay Woke. This is a meditation guide for the rest of us. He wrote this for people of color. He wrote this for the LBGT, all the other letters community, y'all. And when I say that, all the other letters, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm a part of the community, okay? So I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't remember all the letters. So he wrote it for those who feel, that they're not good enough, they're not great enough, too fat, too skinny. They may feel like they don't look good enough. This book was written for everybody. So I want you guys to tune in and listen to the wealth of knowledge that this young man has, okay? I have his book. I started reading some of it. I had a lot of things going on, so I haven't been able to sit down and read as much as I want to. But I'm going to tell you this. If this book is not a bestseller, I'll cancel my show, because this book needs to be read by everybody that I know. You can visit his website, www.justinmichaelwilliams.com, and purchase the book. On the 17th, I have the one and only Michael Weston. He deals with branding and marketing. He also has a powerful ministry. His creativity and uniqueness is crazy. I'm going to say it's sick, guys. And I'm telling you, I'm bringing him on, and his business partner, Elliot Carlisle. He's going to be the last guest of the month. I'm bringing him on as well, because I know that the month of February can be quite challenging after we just transitioned from a year. We were hyped in January. So I want to make sure that we keep that same hypeness in February as well. So I want them on to help us handle the month of February, transitioning into March, for us to experience everything that we need to experience. And then in March, we have some amazing guests as well. I'm not going to go that far, though, okay? So I'm not going to stay on here long tonight, but here's what I want to leave you guys with. I want to leave you guys with the understanding of, you are amazing, man. You are really amazing, and I want you to understand that. And if you're out there, yes, I'm talking to you. That's you. You right there that's in your mind questioning and contradicting what I've said, and even what I'm about to say before I even say it. I'm talking to you. You're amazing. You're great. You're wonderful. You're a superstar. You're intelligent. You are powerful beyond measure. Do you understand that? I want you to understand that. And I know this is Black History Month, and I celebrate Black History every month. But I really want us to understand how powerful we are, regardless of our background, regardless of our race, regardless of your sexuality, regardless of whatever it is, the things that we have allowed to divide us, even your religious preferences. I don't care about any of that. I want you to know you're great. I want you to know that you're amazing. I want you to know that the world is waiting for the manifestation of that greatness that is lodged inside of you. I want you tonight to say this. I want you to say it with conviction. I want you to say it with belief. And I want you to continue to say it until you allow yourself to do what you're about to say. All right, you ready? We're going to talk to ourselves. All right, say, self, tonight I free you. I free you from hurts. I free you from pains. I free you from rejection. I free you from the ceiling, the glass ceiling that I put on you. I free you from the measurements of others. I free you from the habits that have hindered you from being from you embodying who you really are. I free you tonight from every negative thought, every negative word. I free you tonight. I free you from every negative behavior. I free you from every negative experience. I free you tonight. I release you to be who you were created and designed to be. All right, you said that part? We're not done. So you're going to say this with me. Tonight, I allow myself to connect with every gift, talent, and ability that's inside of me. Even the gifts, talents, and abilities that I'm afraid of. The creative genius, the creative monster that's inside of me, I release it to roam freely. I am not subject to geographical boundaries. I'm not subject to social norms. I'm not subject to what people believe about me. I'm not subject to generational curses that have come down my family line. I'm not subject to anything that hinders me from being who God created me to be. All right? Last thing. God, and you can say whatever God you subscribe to, whatever works for you, it works for you, baby. I'm just going to subscribe. I'm going to say the one that works for me. The reason why I've had a personal encounter with him, I had a personal experience with him, and because of that personal encounter and experience, I know for myself who he is. So, again, God, shine your light through me every day. Shine your light through me every day. God, the people that have been prophetically designed to be a part of my purpose, help me to run into them. That's what I want you to say. That's what God, tonight as I lay my head on my pillow, I want you to give me dreams. No, I want you to give me strategies, techniques, tools that will transition me into a purposeful life that will answer the questions that I have looked for answers externally. Give me those answers, give me those solutions, give me those strategies as I sleep at night. I dedicate my dream life to you. Now, you said it. Now just believe it. Believe it, believe it, believe it. If you have to rewind it back, write it out. Confess it every day. Look at yourself in that mirror and confess it every day. And even if you're struggling, even in the area of self-esteem, look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. Tell yourself how intelligent you are. Tell yourself how handsome you are. Tell yourself how brilliant you are. Tell yourself how anointed you are. Tell yourself how great you are. And somebody will say, well, Cliff, that's pride. No, you're honoring God for who he is in your life and who he is as your creator. He created you. And because he created you, man, that's a beautiful creation. Regardless of what other people may think, know that you are beautiful yourself. Because beauty is far beyond the exterior. There are some people that have nice bodies, beautiful shapes, beautiful faces, long hair, don't care, yet their attitude makes them ugly, or their attitude makes them not unattractive or not fair to look upon. As we're going to use a biblical term, fair to look upon. Now, if you're struggling in the area of your attitude because that's your defense mechanism, or that's what you run to or what you go to because of situations and circumstances that's happened in your life, let's sit down and talk. Let's have a discussion. Even if you feel areas of stagnation, I want you to purchase the book, but I also want you to schedule a call with me. That's why I open up the phone lines even tonight. Let's have a conversation. But you can call me personally, and we can have a conversation. You can set it up by visiting my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. I think you scroll down, and it'll talk about coaching or something. It's a schedule. You can schedule an appointment. We'll have a 15-minute call, and we'll work from there. But there's not one of you out there that was not created with purpose. I don't care, what mistakes you made or what you have classified as defining moments in your life. One thing about defining moments, yes, we have defining moments. However, we choose the definition of those moments. And the problem sometimes is that we allow the moments to define us instead of us defining the moments. Take that power back in your life. That was good because that was for me. That one was for me right there. Take that power back and you begin to define the moments in your life. All right? And I want to see you guys right back here tomorrow night. Same time, 10 p.m. Yes, we are on 10 p.m. now. I want you to tell your mother, your sister, your brother, your friend, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your uncle, your enemy, your frenemy, your friend, your co-workers, your supervisors, your employees, whoever it is. I want you to tell everybody that tomorrow night I'm sitting down. I'm talking to Justin Michael Williams. We're going to talk about his book. We're going to talk about a lot of other things, guys. A lot of other things, okay? So I want to see you back here on tomorrow night. As I always say, this will never change. Well, I don't know if it'll ever change. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to make a promise that it won't. It might mature into something else. But I want you to create a great day. I want you to walk in your purpose, all right? And then I want you to execute your vision, all right? Peace.